Today I'm going to explain a movie called 127 Hours. This is the story of a boy. This boy name is Aron Ralston. He goes for hiking, because he loves hiking. Where he goes, that whole area is deserted, where no one can be seen from afar. Suddenly he meets two teenagers over there, Christy and Megan, who are lost. They are looking at a map, but they really can't decide where to go. They start to go, but Aron says that if they are up for it, he knows a better place to climb.
Then all three of them goes through very narrow paths, where Aron, Megan, and Christy are climbing in a really small crevice, and Aron tells them that everything is going to be okay. And he just lets go of the wall and falls into the really narrow crack. After that Aron calls the Christy and Megan that you should also jump down. After that Christy jumps and then Megan. And they all have a really great time jumping into the water over and over and playing on a little boulder on the edge of the water. They all have fun for a few hours in a lake, and then they all take off and start walking. They all end up going their separate ways, but Aron asks if he'll ever see them again. And they say that they're having a party the next night. Aron says he'll be there, and walks away. Aron begins to climb, and he comes across a pretty small little canyon thing that he climbs into. He jumps over a branch and into the canyon. As he jumps into the canyon, his arm is caught between the stone and the side of the canyon. He tries his best to get his hand out of there, but all his efforts fail. Aron tries to lift that stone from all different angles, and he can't. He tries to kick it loose, but it won't move. He is screaming for help. He calls Christy and Megan, but no one is there. Because this desert is totally empty, he is completely alone. He tries to think of anything he might have with him to help, so he opens his entire bag and looks at everything he has. All things is wasted in his bag, but he got a knife into this. That can be useful for him. He tries to break that stone through knife, but suddenly the knife falls out of hand. He can't pick up that knife by hand because it's too far, but still Aron picks up that knife somehow. The night comes, and Aron tries to sleep, but he is freezing. The night is long and cold, but Aron still makes jokes to the camera. Then he remembers that Christy and Megan had invited him for a tonight party, and he starts imagining the party. The morning comes. On the third day he is using up water pretty fast, and he doesn't know what to do. Aron begins to try to use his climbing ropes to try to make a pulley system to get the stone off of him. But he talks to himself about the fact that he would need a lot of gear, and the climbing ropes are too stretchy. Then he tries a lot, but that stone would not move. His drinking water also has finished. So he begins to urinate into his water bottle so he has something to drink. Now he decided that he will cut off his hand. He ties his hand tightly, and tries to cut it off his hand by knife, but now that knife edge is over. Aron begins to have flashbacks about things he wishes he had done differently. And the first one is a few days ago when he ignores his mom's phone call. She leaves a message and he hears it but is in the middle of getting ready, so just ignores it. She really wants to talk to him, but he doesn't call back. He also remembers a time when he and his girlfriend were in love, and they had some fun times together. He misses his friends a lot. Aron's flashbacks begin to turn into hallucinations. He notices a raven that flies by every morning and he starts to talk to it. He is running very low on water, and he has a very vivid dream that a huge storm comes up and completely floods the canyon. Aron tries to lift the stone into the floods and he succeeds. And he climbs out and runs away towards his car, but the whole thing was just a dream. Aron is beginning to get desperate. He jokes around and says that he really should have told someone where he was going, but he hasn't told anyone. Today is the 5th day. Now he again binds his hand. This time he doesn't try to cut his hand. Rather he starts putting the knife into his hand skin. Bleeding is started. Aron carves his name and his birth and death dates into the wall of the canyon. He believes that everything in his entire life has been bringing him to this stone. On the 6th day, Aaron has become very weak. Eventually, he has a very vivid vision of his future son, a little boy sitting on a couch in the canyon. He talks to the boy and can see himself being a good dad and teaching his son. He knows what he needs to do. He makes a plan. He realizes that he needs to break the bones first. He ties off his arm. After that he break his bones by twisting hand. He shouted painfully. Now he starts cutting his hand, and eventually he cuts off hand. He ties up his arm in a sort of sling and gets out of the canyon. He has to rappel down a cliff but is thrilled to find water at the bottom of the cliff, and drinks as much as he can. The water is kind of dirty. Then he sees a family and loudly asks for help. They come running and give him some fresh water, which he drinks. Then another family comes, and Aaron is going in and out of consciousness. One of them accomplices calls a helicopter for help. In the end, Aaron's life is saved. This is the real story of Aaron. Thanks for watching this, friends.